The epic continues. So I met with a men's health coach from Merrick Health, and super cool dude. Really impressed by his knowledge and his support, and his analysis was really interesting. From my blood work, as far as my low testosterone and other hormones, and we have to talk about stress for a second. So, when I was wearing my Aura ring, for the year and a half it was giving me stress data, it was always high. It always said I was physiologically stressed. And like, I wasn't feeling stressed out. Like, psychologically I was fine as far as that's concerned. And yet I had these signals that I was stressed. And that's kind of part of what helped me navigate the start of my testosterone journey was, well, finding out that stress causes low testosterone and low testosterone causes stress was part of the realization that I needed to start making changes. And so figuring that out a little bit and discovering what it was that was causing me stress is why I'm no longer on social media or scrolling social media. It's why I gave up my favorite video game, why I stopped multitasking, because it's about this overstimulation that exists in the modern world, all these screens and entertainment devices. And he knew that story before I even told it. And it wasn't in the cortisol, because my cortisol is great, which is a marker of stress. It was in my prolactin. He's like, yeah, I've seen this 1,000 times. High prolactin as a result of overstimulation from all the technology, right? And so that was really helpful to me. Like, okay, I'm on the right track. And we talked about how the hormone cascade, as he calls it, can start and end anywhere. And if you interrupt important hormonal functions anywhere in that cascade, you're going to end up with a bunch of problems, and the numbers are all going to be skewed and off. And stress can just be a primary driver for that chaos. So, I told him all the things I'm doing to try and de-stress and also find more purpose, more fire, boldness, and assertiveness, and stepping into a lifestyle that's going to support higher testosterone, better recovery, better libido, all these things. And so one of his points that he made was that it's important to do that work because as we introduce drugs or supplements into the equation to try and contain this hormone cascade in different ways and support it, if our lifestyle doesn't rise to the occasion to meet that new balance that we're trying to find, then either one, we're going to be completely reliant on these supplements and drugs in order to function. Two, we'll end up with side effects from these drugs because there's a mismatch between our lifestyle and the drugs that we're taking. And then, or three, hey guys, it's possible to also end up in a situation where what was that? Got distracted. How do people do this? Let's see. Or the drugs and supplements just don't work. And it's actually kind of crazy. He was saying that, he's had clients who aren't willing to change their lifestyles. They just want the TRT. They get it, and it doesn't help them. Maybe it makes them feel a little better, but they're not actually, recovering from all the shit they're going through. And you can't just take the TRT. You got to do the work. And so I thought that was interesting. And so in this hormone cascade, where all these different holes in the cycle are found, measured by all this blood work, can be supported by different drugs and supplements. So just trying to contain, certain parts of it. If we just try and plug one of the holes and hope that the whole cascade is able to rebalance itself, it might not work as intended. But if you take it from multiple angles, there's a much higher chance of success. So his suggestion to me was, there were 4 things. One was tadalafil, or Cialis, to support the prostate. L-citrulline, an amino acid, taking injections of that. Not citrulline, sorry. Carnitine, which can support multiple areas. Prednisone? Oh, damn. Hold on. What was that one? That one was pregnenolone. I can't even remember what one was for, but it was important. And then clomiphene, which is the estrogen blocker. So that some of those signaling hormones from the pituitary gland to the hypothalamus can actually reach the balls, right? So really interesting. My next step is to talk to a actual clinician who can do the prescriptions. They're going to walk me through the blood work again and what they're seeing, and we can go from there. My coach was also, he wanted to ensure me that TRT isn't scary. The side effects are minimal when properly used, when properly supported, when lifestyle changes rise to the occasion, and the suppression that does happen on the HPG axis is reversible, even after a long period of time. And it really all comes down to a lot of other factors, including metabolic health. My fasting insulin is very low, which is really good news. And the rest of my blood work, from liver function, kidney function, blood cells, that all looked like it was doing just fine. And so with these lifestyle changes that I'm continuing to make, and with the help of some of these other drugs and supplements, maybe that is what I'm going to need to restore this hormone cascade, lower my stress, and ultimately, once that cascade is moving appropriately, right? Once it's actually restored and the ball's rolling, and my lifestyle is in a place to be able to support that balance, I can start to remove the supports and see how that goes, right? Like clomiphene isn't intended to be a long-term solution, and then there's some other things in there that you're not necessarily trying to create a cocktail that you're going to take the rest of your life, even though once you get to a place of health, if you want to move into optimization, more of a biohacking attitude, and really getting recovery and muscle growth and strength to optimal levels, and supporting a very active, intense lifestyle, you can do that, and you can do that healthily. At least that was his opinion. So, anyway, that's the update on this journey. I'm excited to see what comes of this, what prescriptions I might get, or if I'm taking injections, but it's not TRT, it's L-carnitine. It'd be fascinating just to see how all of this plays out. And I'm grateful for Merrick Health, this guy named Tim. Just it felt like a real connected conversation, and like I'm really getting help. And so yeah. Anyway, until the next update. See you later, man.